Thanks for joining me again as we look back at another great classic film. This is an American film that was produced during the early days of the Australian film industry's revival. Most of the technical know-how in the film's lead were imported from the US, but the locations were all Australian, and there were roles for Australians both in front of and behind the camera, for people who would play big roles in future Australian productions. It is Adam's Woman from 1970. Pre-production for this film was a stop-start affair. In November of 1965, the production was launched with the working title The Return of the Boomerang, and in June of 1966, American TV writer Lowell Barrington was attached to write the script, with filming initially planned for the end of the year. In April 1967, Lewis Allen was engaged to direct from a script by Ealing screenwriter Tibby Clark, with filming rescheduled for October. In February of 1968, Philip Laycock was installed to direct initially from Clark's script before another version was written by Richard Fielding. Beau Bridges had made his name on TV with brief appearances on well-known shows The Fugitive, Bonanza, Gunsmoke, My Three Sons and Dr. Kildare before being cast in the lead in this film. Jane Merrow, cast as Adam's woman Bess, was a graduate of the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art and a member of the British National Youth Theatre. After establishing herself on the stage, she moved into film and TV in 1961 with popular roles in The Saint, The Prisoner, Danger Man and The Avengers, and a breakout film role in Oscar-winning historical drama The Lion in Winter, playing opposite Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn. Veteran British film star John Mills was cast as Sir Philip McDougall, winning an Academy Award as Best Supporting Actor in Ryan's Daughter later that year. The Australian cast included celebrated stage actor, director, producer and writer Peter O'Shaughnessy, stage, film and TV veteran John Warwick, theatre and TV stars Tom Oliver and Ken Goodlett, and emerging Australian film stars Harold Hopkins and Helen Morse. Radio and stage actor Roger Ward had made uncredited appearances in They're a Weird Mob and Mutiny on the Bounty before an uncredited role in this film as the Flogger. He went on to appear in Stone, Mad Dog Morgan, Mad Max and a number of Ozploitation films during the 1980s. The film was shot over a 3-month period from late 1968 till early 1969, on location in the small town of Camberwara, near Nowra, and the Shoalhaven River, and in the studio of Ajax Films. Legendary Australian editor and producer Anthony Buckley edited the film, completing it in December of 1969, by which time the title had become Adam's Woman. It had its world premiere in Canberra in March 1970, taking $15,000 at the Australian box office and making even less of a splash internationally. It had an inauspicious run on BBC in the mid-1980s, in its full anamorphic ratio, but without pan and scan, meaning that for some scenes you could hear actors who were not on screen. It received little attention from traditional critics, but enjoys a very warm reception online. The consensus is that this is Beau Bridges' best on-screen performance. Jane Merrow is excellent in her highly sympathetic portrayal of Adam's wife Bess. The settings are picturesque, and people feel it is either unknown or underappreciated, and many who caught the film on TV would like to see it made more widely available. Lots of good reasons to watch this film. There is the thrill of seeing an obscure film featuring so many familiar faces. It looks great, the story is well paced and it draws you in until the very end. So, what I'd suggest you do is that you go to our website, find our virtual screenings page, find the link to this particular film, click on it and watch it, see what you think, and as always we invite you to come back, let us know your thoughts about the film and whether you recommend it for others as well. And then we're back in the not too distant future for our next classic films review. Catch you next time.